Yeah, good evening. We are about to commence the program now fully. Our guest tutor is already here with us, the person of Olasunkanmi Olayinka. I will first start by reading his profile to us. Olasunkanmi Olayinka is a cloud and infrastructure solution architect, an experienced enterprise infrastructure IT structure architecture manager with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and service industry, skills in HPE, Dell, EMC, Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Service, and Google Cloud. He is also skilled in Microsoft 0365, IT service management, and data center. He is motivated and enthusiastic individual with the ability of being part of a well-being and living a successful and productive team. And he also, his past work experience, he was the head of information technology at Rodnot Nigeria Limited before he became solution architect. And likewise, he was an assistant engineer at Grand Crystal Technology. His education background, he has his bachelor degree in computer engineering at Ecodare Technical Software DU Benin, Ecosec University, where he has his bachelor degree in computer engineering, and likewise he's presently in the University of Southwest for his master's in applied cybersecurity. Likewise, we also have license in Surface, Amazon website, and Microsoft. So tonight, he will be taking us on the interesting topic on MyFarmbase, where we will be talking about leveraging cloud backup solution in agricultural management. So, Mr. Olasunkanmi Olayinka, you are welcome on board. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone can see my screen. Hello?
We can see your screen, go on.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Yeah, so that means everyone can see my screen now. So we want to talk about the opportunities we have in IT consuming and whereby we can use it as an opportunity in agri-tech. Basically, the agri-tech sector has been moving forward in a lot of ways in the past decade, and so I will want to share my 1 or 2 cents on what I know about agri-tech with you tonight. And I know you might have some questions you want to ask, so I will implore you, please write them down, and at the end of the training or the webinar, we can talk about it. Basically, we all used to hear cloud. Some of us know the meaning, why some don't know. Well, cloud is place where we store our data. But when we talk about cloud, we're not talking about the sky. So we're talking about an infrastructure that is somewhere that is being leased out to people to use and to make things more seamless for us to do. So now we'll be talking about the opportunities we have in cloud, how as an agricultural manager can leverage on it, or you are a business person, you're in agri and you want to leverage on managing your farm, managing your agri business properly. So you don't need to like ask your farm manager, your site supervisor, your workers every now and then, what's the statistics of the crop today, what's the statistics of this, what's in the store, what's not in the store. You can be anywhere in the world while you control your business, while you control your farm. So that's the things we want to talk about today. So presently in the market, I would make some references to some countries like Israel and India. At the moment, we have a lot of informations in our like in agriculture and what to do to make sure, like, okay, at the moment we have ravaging Ebola pests ravaging the tomatoes industry at the moment, like which can be have been taken care of, because with data and with proper management of technology solutions, we can predict this, because it has been happening like nearly every 3 years, and which are the things we can actually take care of if we have proper data and proper solutions that take care of that. Because farmers in Nigeria lose a lot of money and lose a lot of man hour while they are on it, because they don't have data to manage this. And moreover, most people, some farms like doing on-premise. Yes, on-premise is good. On-premise is when you have your server or you have your system where you have all your information stored. But you're looking at more visibility, and you're looking at more having a graphic view, and you knowing what happens to it. Just like right now, I want to go to Yaba, and I'm in Lekki, or I want to go to Garimpa and I'm in Maitama. I'm trying to give examples of different locations here, whereby I can just go to, I can just go to Google Map, type my location, tells me if there's traffic congestions, give me alternative routes, and give me locations where I could go to. So like it's because it's being powered because it is on a cloud solution, whereby everybody around the world can actually get access to this, and you as a person, you can have access to this information and use the information properly. And this information is being gathered by the off-peak and the peak period, and the real-time data input that comes in from everyone, directly or indirectly. And at the moment in Nigeria, we have some gap between the solutions, the IT solutions, and the farmers, which would have helped in a lot of ways, and can also protect you as a business manager or as a farm manager. So as a whole, we need to think about the data. We need to think about where to store, where to save it, how accessible it is. Because if I'm doing a server in my own premise, I'm using a laptop, I need to go to where my server is or where my laptop is before I can get it. But if I'm using cloud solution, I can just go into my phone, put in the URL, log in, fill information, the data I want to fill, or get the information I want to get on the go, and then move. So these are part of things we should leverage on as an IT, as an agri manager at the moment. Hey, I've talked about some of the challenges we face in the agri-business, in the IT aspect, where we talk about the data loss, we talk about the physical drives and difficulties of you accessing your data, when you should be where you should be, and how you should get to where you are. So these are, for you having a cloud solution or a SaaS solution, this can be properly managed, this can be properly handled, and it has more opportunities and more solutions for you to take advantage of. Just as I stated earlier on before, we as a business person, you're not only looking at you having accessibility to your data. You are looking at your data protection, not your data being at anybody's place. And critically, everybody look at the cost. So that is why cloud is more better. Cloud doesn't only just give you data protection, doesn't only give you accessibility and scalability to your services. It is also cost effective because it is pay as you go. Though you can budget, also you can do a budget service if you know the peak, your off-peak and peak period, and what data you will generate for your medium time and long time solutions. You can actually have that also, and you can budget yourself or your organization for what you want to spend on your infrastructure at a certain time, maybe per quarter or monthly or per hour, whereby you can actually manage it, and just instead of you having to say, okay, you want to have a server room, you need to power, you need to get an ISP for internet, you need to have an IT manager, you need to train your users on how to use that, and you seem to think about somebody not going rogue. So, because if an IT manager goes rogue or somebody goes rogue in the organization, your data goes. You need to think about your data protection and the rest. Whereas if you're using a cloud solution or a cloud backup, you always know, oh, my data is being stored somewhere, my data is properly managed, my data is protected, and even no matter who goes rogue, there's always an access that you can manage. You can manage the person access, and you can disable at the moment, and your data is safe. And you can actually make it okay, nobody takes out any data unless they get an authorization from you. These are the part of things you look into as a business person, and why you should take advantage of agri-tech solutions. And we talked about the I would try as much to just make mention of this cloud solution, the platform as a service and the software as a service solutions we have in the cloud environment at the moment. And while I'm doing that, I would try not to talk about them, so I will not point anyone to one of the solutions. However, all the solutions here are very good. So you can talk to your IT manager or your consultancy firm, so they could advise you properly on the solution that could work for your business or that could work for your organization. So we have Google, we have Amazon, we have Microsoft, we have Busha Farm, which are the first one at the platform as a service, whereby you need to have the application you run on them. Where like Busha Farm, Agri-Squad, Agri Farmer Business Network, and Farm Mobile, and the rest. SaaS solution as a service, like Zoho, like Traction Pay app and the rest, whereby there's already a solution for you as being a farmer already on this SaaS as a service solution, whereby you just come in, you create a profile for your business or for your farm, you input your details every now and then. They give you metrics of what you've done, how you've done them, and what is happening with them. So, and also you have when you have these services, you have your automatic backup, which you could set to backup every day. And you have your continuous data protection, you have your encryption, just like so that you are sure your data is being encrypted and properly kept. And also you have recovery option. Let's say in the case you have a disaster, either you have a disaster and you need to recover it. So there's always a disaster recovery process whereby you can recover your solutions and your data. Yeah, we've talked about the scalability. We talked about the data security. We've talked about the compatibility. When we talk about integration in cloud service and cloud backup are very easy and very simple. It doesn't take hard time to do, because basically most of these things has been done already. You're just coming in and launching your platform and the rest, and it's seamless, and whereby it makes things easier for you. Yeah, so we are looking at a case study of an organization in India, whereby they have this for Singapore. We have also for India and the rest, whereby they leverage on the Google Cloud, and which gives them a lot of information and makes the farmers having increase in their crop yield, make them know what to do, and they have projection of wherever they want to do, and to reduce some of your IT professionals doing a lot of forecasting. So when we look at the best practice, we need to look about data. We look about data backups. We look at test and data recovery and training and awareness. Like training and awareness is where you train your employees or your colleagues what happens and make them aware of the solutions and what they could do and how they could do them, so that it could help your organization and it could help you as a person also in whatever you do. And when we look at the future, we are looking at artificial intelligence, machine learning, and predictive analytics. At the moment, we already have the artificial intelligence. It works very well in farms in Israel. Predictive analytics works very well in farm in Israel also. That makes you know a crop and tells you there's a robot that goes into the farm, checks the plant, knows what is wrong with the plant, gives a diagnosis, and you work on it as a farmer. Sometimes it takes itself by itself and does what it should do on it also. I don't know if anyone has questions for me.
If you have questions, you can kindly unmute your mic and ask. Mr. Kundayo, kindly unmute your mic.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, my colleagues, fellows, right? All right, so good evening, sir. I really appreciate this insight into cloud usage in agricultural management. So I have two questions, and please just accept it the way they are. They might sound a little funny or technical or something. I don't know the English. And it's on record. All right, so the first question is the practicality of this. I don't know if you are open to practicality whereby I can actually, maybe after the class, do like this tomato Ebola now that happened of recent. You said something which I will really hold to it, and I know it's something that happened continually, is that we don't keep history. So now, me as a young guy entering the farm, entering the agricultural sector, I want to ask, how can I practically keep these data of, okay, how were we able to overcome it, even though we're not able to overcome it? Now they are saying tomato is very high. Those that go to market, although I don't go to market do, but then like the data and the surroundings of everything that is happening for this tomato Ebola, how can we, like I need the practicality of it, so that, because it's going to happen again, it's not like I'm cursing myself or cursing Nigeria, no, but then if we not tend to learn from history, this thing will happen again and it's just the same cycle. So that's the first one. Then the second one I want to ask is this cloud stuff. I'm looking at the approach in Nigeria, using Nigeria as a case study, whereby we have our farmers in the rural area, whereby they don't even have internet, talk less of like, did not really have access to these things. So somebody going there to gather data, and or how would the person do it? Like, I just want to see vivid illustration or a vivid interpretation. I don't know if you got the question, sir. Thank you very much. This lecture, I really enjoyed this, starting from the beginning of data is now the new soil. It's not more even the soil again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Kundayo, firstly, I would pick it up from your last question, which is how would you gather the data from the rural areas? Okay, yeah, there is a solution that is going on around at the moment in Nigeria by some organizations that I'm privileged to know about, which is called rural telephoning. So in rural telephoning, they are trying to enable more farms, more organizations to have reachability to internet and communication around them. Aside of that, these are the things when you go into these locations, if they are real commute and real rural, you get the information on your PCs, and when you get to where there is network, you upload. And while you upload all these questions, why you upload all these questions on Why you upload all the data you gather from these people, these are the things you do as a person. In every profession, there's always an expert. And when I mean expert is, okay, you are looking at it from the agri point of view of it as an agricultural person. You are looking at it also as a data person also. So firstly, there's always a collaboration. So there are some people that studied botany, that they understand the soil, they understand the soil, understands the ground, and understand the plant also. And also there are some people that understand the data. So there are two things that happens here. Okay, if firstly, so I'm answering the both questions together at the moment. So if firstly you add the data, okay, last 2 years, what happened? This is what happened. What is the solution rectifying the problem? You state it. The following year, this will happen. What is the solution? And when you get these solutions, you get to predict what happens the next time, how often it happens. Tomato Ebola happens once in 3 years. And how did it happen? What actually makes it happen once in 3 years? Those are the kind of the data we need to look into. And that's the time where the professional comes in and say, okay, in this plant, this is what the farmer does. Maybe it's the same soil they continually use. Maybe it's the way they fertilize. Maybe there might be something wrong somewhere that needs to be gotten. Firstly, you need to get the data. After getting the data, then you can now move to the second one. I don't know if we have any other question.
All right, so I got the point. That collaboration that you mentioned, thank you very much. Then professionalism, thank you. Thank you.
Any other question? Mr. Bolaji, do you have a question? You can go on. Any other question? Okay. In the space of no other question, I think we have come to the end of today's masterclass. Before we come to the end of today's masterclass, I want to make some quick announcement about what we are doing at MyFarmbase. Presently, we are running our Agri-Tech program for course 7. Registration is on, so you can tell your friends and family that wants to become MyFarmbase fellow. So that is opportunity for them to join. Likewise, you can visit our website and go search for any course on Agri-Business, Agri-Technology Management. Likewise, our once in a year forum is coming up very soon. So details will soon be provided to us this week. On that note, we want to say a very big thank you to our guests for coming on board to spare time discuss one or two things about leveraging cloud management in agriculture. We are really glad to have you here. We look forward to seeing you. So on this month's episode of Agri-Business Masterclass, I want to say a very big thank you to you. See you all next week. Bye.
All right, thank you.